Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So when I was trying to think of what to film for today, I knew I wanted to do something to add to my playlist where I kind of recommend my top 5 products in certain categories from the drugstore. So I was looking through it and I noticed that I've pretty much almost done every single category, but I was looking at my top 5 drugstore foundations video that I posted almost a year ago, and I thought, oh my gosh, I need to update this. My top 5 has completely changed since last year. A lot of that I feel like I can attribute to my skin improving. I'm looking for different kinds of finishes and foundations. I used to really love full coverage matte foundations. Like, that was my thing. I still love full coverage matte foundations for certain occasions, but like I said, I feel like there's new formulas that have either launched since I posted that video or that I've tried since I posted that video that have really worked for me. So I wanted to update you guys on my favorite foundations. I know that I've talked about these foundations so much recently, but I wanted to make sure that there's an updated version for you guys. I will link the one that I filmed last year down below if you guys want to check it out. I still stand behind those formulas and those foundations as well, but again, it's just about what you're looking for. So if you are somebody who wants full coverage matte, I would check out the ones down below. I do have full coverage matte ones in this top 5 right here, but I also am incorporating some more luminous, dewy, medium coverage foundations for this video. So I hope you're excited. If you guys haven't checked out that playlist, I will have it linked down below. I like to just have a place where you guys can go if you're out shopping, where you can go ahead and look at all of my recommendations. So let's get right into it. I know a lot of these are going to be repetitive, and you can probably guess my top 5 right now if you've been with me for a while, because I can't stop using these 5 drugstore foundations. So the first one I wanted to talk about is the Maybelline Dream Cushion Fresh Face Liquid Foundation. This is the foundation that I discovered last year, and I absolutely love it. The thing that I love most about this foundation is it's just going to give you a really fresh complexion. If you like more light, medium, buildable coverage, this is definitely for you. If you are on the go a lot, I do feel like a cushion foundation is a good option. You don't have to worry about the bottle breaking, and it's really easy to just take your brush or your sponge and dip right into the pan and then go ahead and blend it out all over the skin. This just makes your skin look so dewy and glowy and fresh, but it still looks like skin. I can't get enough of this foundation. It is priced a little higher than most foundations at the drugstore. I'm not sure why all cushion foundations seem to be really pricey, but I can't get enough of this one, and I definitely wanted to make sure that you guys know this is one of my top 5 current recommendations for drugstore foundations. I fell in love with this foundation as soon as I tried it, and I know I've talked about it so many times here on my channel. It's the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Luminous Makeup. I like to mix L2 and L3 in this foundation, and if you're curious, I'm Classic Ivory 20 in this one. This is slightly a little bit darker than my skin tone, but I like the shade on me, so I just go ahead and use that. But anyways, I mix L2 and L3 in this one. This has a very luminous, dewy kind of finish. I think of Light Illusion is a very good name for this because it really does look like there's light reflecting off of your skin. This wears really well on my skin. I feel like less is more with this foundation as well, but you can build it up to a medium to full coverage if you want to. I've just noticed that the wear time is a little better if you're able to wear a little bit less of it. It's absolutely beautiful. The packaging is glass. There's a pump on it, which is wonderful. I love pumps in foundations. It's just so convenient. I prefer a pump in a foundation when it comes to packaging, but this is absolutely beautiful. If you are looking for something that's going to be nice and dewy on your skin, definitely try this out. I have combination skin, so I do get a little oily in the T-zone. This does not get extremely oily on me throughout the day. I know it would be really good for dry skin as well, but if you are combo or oily, I feel like you could still try this out, even if you focus most of it on the outside of your cheeks and then just kind of set the T-zone a little bit with a more mattifying powder. But I have loved this. You guys probably know. I know I've talked about this for so long, but I had to have it in this video. Okay, the next foundation has been my favorite for a really long time. This has competed with so many of my high-end foundations. It's just such a good product in general, regardless of the price, all across the board of all the foundations that I own. It's the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. This is what I have on my skin right now. I reach for this constantly, and I actually do mix 2 shades of this as well. Where's the second one? I mix LN3 and LW2. I know that's kind of random and they are very similar, but when I mix them, I feel like I get the best match for my skin tone. The packaging on this is glass. You unscrew the top and you do have a doe foot applicator, which isn't my personal favorite way to apply foundation. I actually was kind of thinking about why people do this, like why people have these massive doe foot applicators, but then I realized that it actually is kind of helpful if you want a mess-free foundation application, because if you have a pump I typically pump it directly on my hand, warm it up first, and then go into the skin. I don't pump it on my face, and I don't pump it directly on my brush, so it is a little bit messier, I guess, as far as application goes, than this one where I can, just put it right on my face, but then you do put it back in the bottle. Anyway, I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but it says it has a brightening complex. It has SPF 20 in here. This foundation makes your skin honestly look so healthy. It is such a good everyday go-to foundation for me, and I even wear it on more glam days as well. I really just love how it sits on my skin, and I feel like if I need to build it up to a more full coverage, it never looks super makeup-y, if that makes sense. It just builds up really beautifully on the skin. It's one of the best foundations I've ever tried, and the fact that it's at the drugstore makes it that much better, that you can get such a high quality foundation for a fraction of the price. So you guys probably could have guessed that this was going to be in here. I couldn't believe that this one wasn't in my last top 5 foundations video. I don't think I had tried it when I filmed it then, and if you haven't tried it, you must. It is so good. If I need something to really grip to my skin and maybe last a little bit longer than some of these more dewy foundations, I have been loving the Covergirl TruBlend Matte Made Foundation. This is a foundation that once you figure out how to use it, it's really, really beautiful, and I feel like that's the case for a lot of my more matte foundations. For example, the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Foundation. I know that's not drugstore, but I'm just kind of using that as a reference for formula. It's a little bit more of a thicker formula. It's going to be a little bit more matte. It dries down, and I've figured out that with these kinds of foundations, less is more. Hydrating the skin underneath really helps to blend it out as well, and blending it out in really small layers and working in sections on the face kind of help it to not build up too much on each other, and then you give yourself time to blend it out on that section of the face, then it dries down and looks really beautiful. If you do it with this foundation, it will look really, really nice. I feel like if you go too heavy with this foundation, it starts to look a little makeup-y, so be careful. But when you learn how to use it, at least for me on my skin, this foundation lasts so long, and it really does look really high-end on the skin. It evens out your skin tone. You can build it up to a very full coverage if you want it to, but again, I would suggest doing that in really light layers, just so that you don't go overboard. It's an oil-free formula. It's transfer resistant. It's supposed to last for 12 hours. So this is a really good go-to for me if I want something to last for a really long time on my skin and I'm going to be out and about all day and I really don't want any oils to poke through, or maybe I won't have time to blot. I like to reach for this one. Last but not least, the last foundation I want to talk about is the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. This claims to last up to 24 hours. I'm not sure how true that is, but if you want your skin to look absolutely airbrushed and stunning, this is the foundation for you. The packaging on this one is a dropper. All of these are kind of unique packaging. Oh, the Covergirl one is a pump as well, if you're curious. But anyways, this one is a dropper, which is kind of unique. I will actually take this and drop it on my skin, or sometimes put it on the back of my hand and then mix it up and then use a brush to buff it out. If you try this out, you will be shocked at how flawless your skin looks. It's amazing. The coverage is really good on this as well. It is buildable. However, again, I find that less is more with foundations these days for me. If I have spots that I need to conceal, which I always have spots I need to conceal, I will just take a concealer that matches the foundation and dab it on the blemish and then blend it out, versus going in with more foundation and caking it up over my problem areas, if that makes sense. So this is also a glass bottle, which is not maybe ideal for traveling. 4 out of the 5 are glass bottles, so this one might be the most ideal for traveling. Honestly, you guys, this finish is so good. It says it's mattifying. I don't think it's super drying looking on the skin though. It looks matte, but your skin just looks airbrushed. That's the best way I can explain it. The shade range on this one isn't impeccable. They have only a couple shades on Ulta.com, but they did expand the shade range and it's available on their website. Hopefully they do continue to expand the shade range, because the 3 shades that are available at Ulta are definitely not enough for everybody. I had to mention this foundation in this video though, because it is so incredibly stunning on the skin. This is kind of like my special occasion foundation. If I just want to look flawless and airbrushed and I'm going to be going out, or there's some sort of, I don't know, special occasion like I was saying, I reach for this one because it looks so good on the skin. So there you have it. Those are my current top 5 foundations. I could not believe how much has changed over the past year, but these are my current go-tos, you guys. These foundations are so good. They all have my full stamp of approval on them, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below letting me know what your current favorite foundation is, because I know that all of us kind of changed throughout the years. So let me know what your favorite foundation is right now. Is it a new one? Have you been using it for years? I want to know down below. Also, let me know what other category you guys want to see in this series so that I can make sure that my playlist is fully stocked for you guys if you ever have questions as far as what my recommendations are for certain categories of products at the drugstore and also at Ulta or Sephora. So be sure to comment that as well. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie and I would love to have you join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, which are my upload days, go ahead and click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have an amazing day and I will see you all in my next video. Love you. Bye!